Game round day of Android Netrunner. I'm not sure how long I'm going to have today, probably a reasonable amount of time, and hopefully enough to get another game in with our burgeoning tunnel vision deck that relies on the combination, which is mark heavy. We use Sneak Door and Tunnel Vision and Wake Implant to try to threaten all three centrals, and we use Tunnel Vision to make sure we can get in. We use Endurance to actually get in, and that's kind of it for now. More than that is sort of in the air. I don't really feel like I have it all hammered down yet, but I'll get there. Um, I don't think the deck is bad, but it's not good. I mean, it's good, but it's not good. I mean, it's not bad. So, more or less. Let's go with all of those. It hasn't won a game yet, so that's the bad part. But we've made some pretty significant changes right before we quit yesterday. We thought maybe we'll switch from Steve to Nusha because everything that Steve gave me, I don't think was just strictly better than not being a Sable. Um, we nixed some of the Chesves that we had in favor of these tranquilizers because in the end I don't feel like the Chesve was ever worth the install, but I feel like Tranquilizer might be for the right ice at the right time. Certainly will tax the corp better. The Wildcat Strike I kind of just threw in at the end, but those changes are pretty significant, and I'm curious to see how they play out. Endurance is still the MVP of this deck right now. I feel like I have a hard time getting my multi-access up and running. Everything is expensive. 3, 3, 2, 3, 2. Okay, so not everything's expensive. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. I think we need to try this and see where we end up. So let's do it. The things that I found the most valuable for sure is the info bounty, making it because it gives me a strong incentive to run my mark every turn, and knowing that I'm gonna get with Steve, you put a double pressure on HQ. With oh, that's the wrong place to put it. Let's just go back here, shall we? Tunnel Crim. Version 0.3. With Steve, you put a strong double pressure on HQ, triple pressure on HQ right out the bat. With Sable, you don't do that. And you really need to start installing cards to make your runs meaningful outside of the inherent value of accesses. That being said, with Sable, uh, the value of making those runs is tempo, and even when HQ happens to be prohibitively hard to get into, you're still making very real threats on non-HQ servers because getting a click back is huge value. So I'm tempted to say that this might be the better way to go. Let's say X and create. Alright, so it's kind of a you've been warned if playing with this deck. Don't be surprised. Oh, we got people joining already. Hello! Good luck, have fun. And off we go. Ugh. Okay, so I hate this ID. It generally errs on the side of tag storm and tag punishment and light central servering, but this is a great opener. We run into whatever nonsense we run into with Bravado. We drop our HQ pressure and our sneak. It's kind of perfect. And our card draw. So yeah, I think we keep this. It's really contingent on how bad the Bravado hurts. But we Bravado, we drop DreamNet, we drop Wake, and run our mark, maybe? I don't know, we'll see how. If he ices nothing, I'm going to be very sad. Oh my god, that's loud. That is so loud. Let's just quickly, I don't know why it never saves my settings on this. Okay, so it's worse than I thought. We really want Miss Bones, but first click will run HQ. Let it fire. It's the worst. We lose a click. But we got money. Your subscription is getting him paid off. I want to go and trash that, but I really shouldn't yet. I think our original plan is a good one. DreamNet, Wake, End turn. Perfect. We have the spare. Now we just need to draw a bunch of cards, start running stuff. We'll get value off of running and trashing eventually. The real issue here is if he's on hard-hitting news, I have no means of meaningfully contesting it. If he's on Gaslight, then he can trash the Gaslight to get the hard-hitting news. I have no means of contesting it. Really, Miss Bones is one of the only cards I have that works well with multi-servers, no ice. I guess just being rich helps, so maybe I can focus on getting rich. R&D, huh? Okay. First click draw. Second click draw. Third click run R&D. Give him a credit. Let him res ice. It's not a great play. Run server 1 trash. Go broke. That's worse. Draw. Diversion. Now that's something. I can set up a diversion. I can 2-click diversion next turn. That's probably good. Yeah, so for this turn we just drop. Oh! Wildcat Strike. I love it. So next turn is definitely the 2-click diversion. And then a Wildcat Strike? Or do we open with Wildcat Strike and then 2-click diversion? What's our mark? Archives? Great. So for a click, Wildcat Strike. If he lets me draw cards, I will doubtless draw into money. Yeah, that's not great. Let's go the other way around. Let's 2-click diversion. We're going to get our card back. We're going to siphon for the maximum amount. We're going to Dirty Laundry Server 1 to stop giving him free money all the time. And we are at a reasonable number of credits if he tries to hard-hitting news. Not admittedly as good as I'd like to completely prevent it, but good enough to limit how painful it is. Because he'll have to go broke to hit it. And he does, and that's not good. Alright, and that's pretty much game, because I do not have the resources to meaningfully lose all these tags quickly. Well, it's only really game if he's on boom, and he might not be. Let's draw one. Let's Wildcat and see what he wants to do. I'm happy with either result. I should have Wildcat triple tag removed potentially, but nope, he's giving me cards. Okay, good. The mark is what? Archives? Where's the mark? Mark. HQ. I'm not going to run the mark, but I do want money, so we'll Carpe Diem for money. And are we just getting boomed? Maybe. Carpe Diem. Actually, undo click. I just realized I can do this the other way around. I can install Doggos for 2, and then I can Carpe Diem. If I run HQ, I break it for 2 credits. That's kind of a good deal. Fully break, get in, breach, get my click back for sure. Oh my god, we found it. Trash it. And with my click back, I take money. I don't need a double Docklands, I can definitely drop 1. I don't need a double sneak, I can definitely drop 1. He's going to kill the Dream Net. That's going to make him go broke. That's fine with me. And if he's got the second ability to boom, that's fine. I mean, I can't, there it is, it's fine. GG. Like I said up front, this is not the game that I wanted to play, but if I had gone into this game being more willing to play this game, maybe I mulligan for more money and try to get richer faster. Definitely having no free lunch sooner would have made a bigger difference. Steve Cambridge. Would it have helped? I got into HQ plenty of times to use it, and it would have meant that I was bravadoing every turn. I think Steve Cambridge would have been the stronger play last game by a long shot. right? Oh, we're getting a message on Discord here. I love this idea. What if we just play Tunnel Vision? I'm like, right? I mean, tunnel into the Endurance plus Crim Tricks for remotes. Now I just need to learn how to actually play without a big rig. So yeah, let's see. What could we have done to not lose that last game? What would have helped us win? We didn't need to install Wake. We didn't need to install Endurance for a while anyway. We didn't need to do a lot of things. I guess if I had strictly focused on getting to 8 credits, that would have been good. Do I want more tech in this deck? Not necessarily. Oh, we got a game. We got a game. And it's a Thule. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Fun fact, with Thule, I can probably run last click on my mark, hit an HQ, and still be okay. Bones for remotes, credit kiting for the big install. These are all okay cards, but nothing that gets my momentum up, so I want to mull for something with better momentum. This is all momentum. Drop a tunnel vision, make some money, run your mark with bravado. This is actually the ideal opening hand for me. Money, tunnel, bravado, and then with the click back, draw, and money. Better than a Cambridge turn. Money, tunnel, mark. 4 credits should be enough for most ice. Will it though? If I hit Fairchild 3.0, uh, if I hit Fairchild 3.0, 4 credits is not going to get me through it. And then I'm going to slam into it. I'm not going to be able to pay for anything. I'm going to lose my whole rig. I'll have money but not a rig. It's not actually worth the risk. It's really not worth the risk, I don't think. We'll just draw up here and dirty laundry R&D and hope we don't hit an agenda. I should have done this at the last click so that I could have survived an agenda hit. Codegate. And Harmonics. Harmonics suggests Bloop. Bloop is good for me. Great question. I'm absolutely missing Steve from a skater tricks and fun point of view, but from a win-loss point of view, I keep asking myself, would Steve have been better or would Sable have been better? And the answer keeps coming to depends, maybe, it depends, maybe, as opposed to yes or no. Okay, we saw Pulse, so one of these is a Pulse. We didn't see the other one. I think we Bravado Server 1. If he's on Echo, I want him to res it so I can see it. If it's something else, I'd like to know what I'm dealing with. And if it's click-throughable, I'd rather click through and take the agenda. So let's see what you got. It is Pulse, just like we thought, so we're going to break this. Wait, can we not break this? Oh, right, it fires. Okay, so that's fine. Fire. I'm going to lose 1 credit, a click, an additional click that I'm going to spend, and then I'm going to get in, because he thought I couldn't get in, but I can. And it's a Rashida. Very glad that we went all out there. This is a big lesson we learned from last game. Don't let Rashidas fire for no good reason. Do we also run HQ? Now we have enough credits to break ice. Now we could run HQ. 6 credits, 6 credits. We can get through just about anything. And then it's our mark, so we get a click back. Yeah, I'm tempted. Let's do it. HQ. It's our mark. Are you going to res all this ice just so that I can see what I already know? Okay, so he's definitely going to wave for... what? Loop? That would be my choice. Do I let fire unbroken subroutines and let him get to 5 credits? Or do I pay, how much? 4 credits to get rid of. Oh, I pay 4 credits to deny him 2. Yeah, probably. Why was it 6 credits? I thought it. Oh, because I spent 2 on this as well. That's fine. I can still get through everything. You can't res for 3 unless it's a bloop. And if it is a bloop, you have to decide if it's worth it. Because I probably just let you trash this, or I pay 6 to break it. So what's it going to be, buddy? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, you're letting me through. That's what I thought you'd say. Breach! There's the bloop that I just saw you get. There's my click back to draw up. Ooh, we found card draw. Nice. So yeah, Steve Cambridge in that situation would have been getting another money card here instead of having drawn a card. Drawing a card was actually just better. So, point 1 for not Steve Cambridge. Install, run, lose 2 credits and a click. So I would be down to 1 click left and test the remote and draw a card. Let me make sure I got that right. Install and run, paying 2 credits is the minimum I would pay to break it anyway. And a click, so I would be down from my 3rd click to my 2nd click. Get in, yeah, and then draw a card. That's worth it. Install, run. I'm fairly confident that he is going to start trying to sneak out agendas because he's sure that I'm not going to just test it. So I want to like bully him until he double ices this or drops a bloop here or something. And 2 credits is not too much to pay. I want him to feel the pain on this remote so that he doesn't invest ice in centrals. This isn't my goal. My goal is not to win on this server. It's a jupe stud. Good thing we saw that. Let's get rid of it. Run R&D because we're going to get a click back and we can still steal an agenda for free. We're not going to trash a spin doctor, or we are going to trash a spin doctor. I think at some point I have to give him something, and the something I have to give him is that, so that's fine. If I click for 3 credits or I click for a card. I click for a card. I really want to get faster money than I'm getting, so. Ooh, and now we have the ability to sneak into HQ whenever we like, so that's great. If that run would be declared, change the attacked server. The first time you make a successful run on your mark. That's going to be the spin doctor. I know because I gave it to him. Maybe that's the spin doctor, and I don't know what that is. That's the bloop, and archives is my mark, so don't really care. I can get a free card draw by running my mark. I can slap this down, put a sneak, and get a double whammy. Let's try it. That's my temptation right now. Slap this down, gain 3. Slap this, and try for a double whammy. And see if this counts as my mark. It does, but unfortunately my timing was not ideal. I was too poor to steal. And even more unfortunately, I lost the most important card in this whole matchup, my dig card. Fortunately, I wasn't likely to pay for that, so it's all good. He is very poor, which suggests to me that an E shutdown would be very painful for him to suffer right now. But this server makes you lose a click to run it, so it's kind of the worst one to derez. So I'm just going to draw instead. What would Steve have done for me here? Instead of draw 1, I would have had money. Okay, so now he has money-ish. Not really, but some. What's my mark? Archives? Perfect. Click run archives mark, and oh wait, no, click for a credit, bro. Click run archives mark, breach. Well, hmm. How would this work? There's no ISO on archives, but I've switched the attack server, so I think it fires. Alright, no action. I think it would fire, but Yeah, he's not going to trash ganked over this, so, interesting. Do I de-res this and let him find more ice? Yeah, 2 credits is not enough pain. I want him to take more pain when he suffers this. Draw again. Got a pinhole, that's interesting. I can pinhole a Jupestod when it counts. Draw again. Steve, by the way, would have had dirty laundry right now, and would have used that dirty laundry to be at 5 credits. If that's good or bad, I don't know, but I'm just thinking of what he's capable of. Oh, maybe I should have kept the second tunnel vision so that I could walk through a bloop for free. Like, what does a bloop actually cost? It's trash a program, trash a program. Oh no, it has a core damage on it. Forget about it. Can't take core. Yeah, I'm gonna comfort myself by saying I would never have installed the wake chip because it deals core damage. It doesn't. It deals meat damage. This was just a big loss. Moral of the story: I ran last click, or sorry, I ran with too few credits to steal an agenda, and I have to start remembering not to do that. Done. Okay, all servers guarded, but admittedly with flimsy ice, presumably. I mean, I don't know what this ice is. It could be a bloop, or it could not be a bloop. If it is a bloop, I lose 1, 2, and take another core damage, so it's kind of unbearable. So I can't afford to run into a bloop this time. Let's allow my mark to fail for a couple turns while I look for better systems. How much do I need the pinhole? Not that badly. Any situation in which I would pinhole, I would rather just go in and steal stuff. He's got agendas in hand by now. He's 15 cards deep. The problem is he wants his remote to be solid, and it's not. And he knows that. He knows if I can waltz through the remote for nothing, there's no point putting an agenda in it. So he's going to put a bait first rather than an agenda, presumably. That's what I would do. Of course, knowing that I know that he knows that I know that he knows, he might just decide I'm too poor to get it. I mean, I am, so there's that. What if I run, lose 2 credits? How confident am I that it's an agenda? If I'm 100% sure, I should credit, run, lose 2 credits, get in, access, take a card, pay for the agenda. And it could be ontologic dependence. I think I just talked myself into it. I gotta remember I'm a criminal. This is a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. I'm letting him bait me into runs. But I'm fairly confident that he's drawn agendas and is getting impatient. Like, that's what I think is happening here. Either that or he has my number and he put down a Nightmare Archives. Nope, it's a Jupestad. It's worse. He has enough resources now that he can potentially core damage me effectively with the Jupestad because he can pay 4 to res it, 3 to score, or 6 to score an Elevigar or something. And once I'm at that 2 core damage, it's a race for fast advance and I can't keep up. He's desperately trying to get something good going too. But I haven't found my endurance, which is really what's holding me back. I feel poor. Without info bounty, I'm not getting the benefit of running my mark. Knowing that there's some expensive ice, I don't have an engine that's making me rich. I need an engine to make me rich. I don't have it. Credit, sure gamble, bravado, hit the bloop, break the bloop. That's kind of what I need to do. And I gotta remember how bad bloop really is. Did that not work? Why did it not type anything? Oh, there we go. It's 2, 4 to raise to strength, 6, 8 to break fully. And it's nasty, nasty subs. I would need all 8 credits to get through one bloop. The good news is all of my pressure on that remote did finally add up to him being scared enough to do something about it. The great news is that my mark is archives, which is the safest server right now, probably. Let's credit. Sure gamble. We have enough to break a bloop. So test for the mark. I have enough to steal an agenda 2 if I have to. I have enough to break a bloop if I have to. And I have to. Well, it's a good thing I did it. We can't take a core. We can't trash an installed program. So we're going to have to lose all of the money we just earned. What I wouldn't give to have a Steve Cambridge, here's your sure gamble back right now. Oh my god, another ganked. Well, now we really want it to be this server. Why are you not using it? Does it not work from hand? Maybe it doesn't work from hand and I just don't know. Well, okay, did we get credit for running our mark? No, we did not. Here's an interesting conundrum. I can derez the bloop. Or I can derez this wave and then run R&D for free whenever I like. Nah, it's not a question. We gotta derez the bloop. It's the most punishing thing for him to have to res. And end the turn. And I don't think we ever figured out what this was. He never resed it, so maybe it's another bloop. And it wasn't worth resing initially, but it is now. I don't know. Yeah, we're running very poor. Maybe it's because we kept making bad runs on this remote. Once or twice was fine, but we didn't have to trash a jupe stud for no good reason. We've kept the core damage in under control by doing it. Honestly, I think we didn't find info bounty. We didn't find Oh, you know what that means? That means that sneak door isn't very effective anymore. This means that his centrals are very locked down. Good job. We've made him lock down centrals. Let's just draw cards now. What's our mark, by the way? Archives. So there's a ganked on archives almost certainly. If he bloops and then ganks me into the bloop, I can't afford it, so I don't want to deal with that just yet. If this is a bloop, and I'm pretty sure it is, then I would probably lose my tunnel vision, and I think I've lost all my tunnel visions already. I can't afford to do that until I have my endurance, and even then I can't because I have no means of charging the endurance. So we're not going to run archives, and we're just going to make a bunch of money. I guess the other thing to consider at this stage is, have I lost the game? No. He has no points. He doesn't have a secured remote. This is click-throughable / payable. This is the only thing that actually can potentially stop me. And he's threatening to do just that now. So if I drop this here, first click, second click run, lose a click to resing this, lose a click to its effect, get in, access, take a core damage, steal, that's an option. There's another option. I could boomerang this. Oh, my mark is on the wrong server. Never mind. I was just thinking I could like run this server with the siphon this turn. If I siphon HQ, he's in bad shape. This wave is only worth 1 credit if I let it fire. That's not a big deal. I don't know what this does. If I get hit by a bloop here, it blows me out completely. But then he goes to 0 credits. I think I have to take some risk. I don't know what this ice is that wasn't worth resing the first time he didn't res it. At some point, I have to take a risk here. I don't know when. Let's Thinking. The problem is this. I'm 100% sure that this is a bloop because I saw it. I'm 90% that this is a bloop because of the timing that it was installed. I can't act like there's bloops every single ice. Something else isn't a bloop. If I run this server without the intention of succeeding and jack out, I'm good. If I make him res this for 3, he can't score this and a Jupstad. That's a safe play. So if I run faceplant into this, take its negative effects, as long as it's not the bloop, I'm golden. And I think at some point that's exactly the risk I have to take. I mean, I know where 2 of the bloops are. Is this the 3rd one? Let's find out. And I want him to res this. I don't want him to res this. Oh, they're the same thing. Perfect. Yeah, we don't have any breakers. Fire away, buddy. Now, do I want to pass this, force him to res the next one, go down to no installed cards, and then fail to steal the agenda? Nah, I'd rather he go to 3 points. That's fine. And the run here is fine. I have a ton of money. He can't res the Jupstad and score, so he has to give me another turn to find a solution. Draw. Draw. And we found a solution of sorts. Except we don't have any MU left because we don't have the endurance, which we really need, and we're halfway through the deck. So now it's his choice. If he wants to score, he can. And if he wants to wait for a more optimal score pattern by taking 3 credits, he can. That's what he does. Very smart. That's what I would do. What? Oh, so now he's got the Manic Arm or something. So now that server is just solid. Okay. Now it's time to pressure somewhere else. There's a bloop here. If I make him res a bloop, he doesn't have enough money to do this. I kind of want to do just that. My mark is here, so I can just break through it for 8. Or I can boomerang it, go through it for slightly less than 8, hope that he trashes the sneak door instead of the tunnel vision. There's just too much if coming off this plan. All to take a single access? It seems kind of lousy. Well, it's a single access with my click back and an advance, and if I boomerang here, run, break, force the res, he still has enough to res a bloop because bloop is ridiculously cheap. Bloop is cheap. It's so affordable. So affordable. What I think I need to do is accept that I'm going to lose 8 credits, go in, force him to res the bloop, be too poor to do this again, and then tranquilize the bloop. I'll be down 10 credits, but I can trash Sneak Door at this point. How long does this take to pay off? Starts with a counter, gains a counter, gains a counter, de-res. It takes a long time to pay off. I really want him to res one more ice before this turn is over. Let's draw once to see if we can find the endurance. Or let's run the remote. No. Let's draw once to see if we can find the endurance. That's the correct play. If I... No, that's the Managarm. There's no point, yeah. We cannot. Twice. Cannot. Money and draw again, I guess, guys. We gotta get something going. And at this point, it doesn't matter if you're Steve or not Steve. Either way, it's slow. You've been locked out, and until you can be not locked out, it's going to be painful. Big draw makes more sense. Siphon isn't going to see play this game, probably. Well, if I get an HQ Siphon run, I take it, probably. No, because then he just reses all this stuff. Yeah, Siphon isn't going to get me paid anytime soon. So we have to accept a core damage, not this turn, but next turn, when he has 4 credits to res and 3 credits to score. We really need to be seeing HQ soon, though. There's a lot of goodies in there. Ah, he's waiting because he really wants the Yahtzee. Oh, okay, he went back to 6 credits, so I'm not afraid. Mark is still R&D. How confident are we? Pretty darn. Draw a bunch of cards at the end of this turn. Draw. We found the boat. Boat's the goat, baby. We run R&D, pay everything we've got, credit kiting, remove the tag. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we run R&D here. If it's the bloop, we can pay 8, so it's okay. And it's probably the bloop. And we want him to res a bloop. Like, everything is saying do this. Ah, we read it correct. It feels so good to read it correct. Match and break, please. That's the last time we do this, by the way. We don't have enough to steal an agenda. But since we plant credit kiting, I'd rather save the clicks. So I'm going to take the small risk of hitting an agenda off the top and being cored. Now, that's a terrible plan. Do I float the tag? Yeah, I probably float the tag. Look how poor he is. He's not going to trash these resources. And if he does, go ahead. I mean, I'm not worrying about the tempo loss nearly as much. We definitely breach. And I definitely get my card. And we see a hedge fund, and it was all much ado about nothing. That's fine. We click to drop a boat. And then we decide whether or not we want to remove the tag. I think we float the tag and encourage him to pay a click and 2 credits to kill my draw a card per turn, which he probably does take me up on, but that stalls him more than it stalls me. In the meantime, we tranquilize the bloop. And we still get the value of all those cards, so it's perfect. What's he gonna do? There's no correct answers here, just different kinds of bad answers. Oh, that was a very good answer to my question. He now has enough money to res 4, res 6, and a res 4, score 3, 7, deal the core, which is probably what he wants to do. We know there's multiple pulses on this. We're assuming a Giordano at some point. Not Giordano, whatchamacallit, grid. He also has enough money to res everything, so what do? We need to make a dirty laundry run to make money. Somehow. There's a ganked bloop on archives, and he definitely dereses this. Like, there's no question he dereses this. There's bloop here, which means there's no bloop here, but there is a double pulse and an unknown. I don't deal well with the pulse. I want him to be on 6 credits, again, if at all possible. So I want him to res one of these pulses, which I'm sure he's got. My worst case scenario is he just lets me in. And then res Managarm at the end. Can I bloop my way into here? Or boat my way into here? HQ's my mark. What if I sneak door into HQ and, he reses the bloop and then he ganks me back into it and I have to do it twice? Archives is a no-bo. We're not doing it. What if I just run HQ straight up? I've got boat. I've got break in for 2 credits against one of these 2 ice. Sorry, thinking. Very difficult spot. Can you play faster? If I could, I would. You've got me pretty close to game overed. But I still have a lot of outs. So trying to think them through. I think if I run here, I force him to be poor again, and that's worth it. I think if I credit inside job, no, he's got the Managarm. So all he has to do is res one of them and the Managarm can't be clicked through. So that's not an option. I think we're honestly just taking credits at this point. Yeah. We'll do a credit. What we gotta do is wait for this to derez. We gotta wait for this to derez and then go in on it again. By then we'll have more core damage, so it won't matter. So, credit, credit, take some damage. We lost the diesel. That's actually the right choice. And we'd love to charge our boat, but we can't. We don't want to take unnecessary core damage, so we're going to run last click against server 1. He has to res something. I don't know what. It's probably going to be the Managarm, but he's got to res something here, and that's going to make it harder for him to keep me out. And I can boat through at least one thing. The pulse isn't going to cost me a click. He's probably going to res a pulse. That's my guess. And I think at that point I just let it fire. He had the last bloop here. Suck. Okay. I mean, what do you do at this point? It's kind of game, I guess. The whole point of this was to not take core damage, and we just did. We're gonna let him take down my tunnel vision. And at that point, we probably don't succeed with this run. As in with this game. I don't know how we come back from not having a breaker and not having a way to get in anywhere. And all of ours are in the bin. If we had Steve, we could like maybe try to get one of them back. Yeah, he made the right choice. At this point, we may as well keep going. We really want him to res one more so that he can't res the Gypstad as well. We know that these are all pulses, and he's letting me through because he's going to res the Managarm, probably. Okay, or not. I'll definitely keep the info bounty. It came a little late, though. This was the agenda that we've been trying to get. We'll take the core. This is ganked. Yep, that's nasty. Oh, wait, hang on. We can... Whatever, it's done. It's done. It's fine. I didn't want to take the core damage. I actually wanted to click through that, but that's fine. Okay, and now we access the last card. Done. Okay, so we've probably lost this game at this stage, but it's actually not as bad as it looks. Now hear me out. We have 2 more core damage we can take before we lose the game. We can run this server straight up and access twice, ignoring the number of clicks and the core damage of the steal, and steal 2 more agendas off of the end. He can free score ontologics off of the Jupstad. That is the most obvious loss condition. I guess we just concede here. I don't actually see how we can come back from this in any way. Yeah, bottom that, please. If we run HQ, he's gonna res everything. That's the thing. He's going to res whatever he wants whenever he wants. So the only things that matter are things that stop me from getting in. It's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, I've got Marbles responding to me from stream. It is a lot of fun, but I'm questioning the relative strength of the deck at this stage, and I think part of that is down to luck in the player. But I don't worry too much about playing optimally when I'm having a good time. Having a good time is always more important to me. Let fire Unbrokens. We're gonna just go straight for the Gusto. See if we can find an agenda and take a core damage to have it. We know where all 3 bloops are, and it's not this one. So, Pulse, that's fine with me. You can go right ahead. I will give you the click. And I will get paid and laid. Well, maybe not that second one. Oh my god, we found something! And with Dockland's pass, we only have to get in one more time to win the game. Can this server still be run? Oh yeah. All we need to do is find a way to charge our boat ever again. What, like it's hard or something? I mean, at this stage, we literally are just throwing away our life to see if we can possibly score out. There's no real expectation of victory. Unless I happen to get ontologic, 8 points, or ontologic. You know what? That's not impossible. If he had ontologic dependence, he could score it by clicking. Therefore, he doesn't have ontologic dependence. So, I think what we do here is draw once, draw twice, and run R&D, and take 2 cards. It's playing to our outs, right? What's our mark? Archives? Yeah, no, forget it. Draw twice or just draw once? I think just draw once is probably better. I'm going to need some clicks. And then run R&D. We're going to get blooped. We're going to get cored. We're going to be no core damage capability left. But we'll get 2 accesses, and that could be enough to win the game. And we have 2 clicks and 4 credits to not die instantly. The anemone, on the other hand, is going to lock us out. That's bad. It's die now or die later. So no, we have to break it. Oh wait, no, it's die now. Oh, thank God. That was a good game. Very well played, a lot of fun, but we died horribly. Now, here's a little thing that could have changed the entire course of the game. If Info Bounty had come a little sooner, and the Endurance had come a little sooner, we would have been getting in much more effectively on all servers. We would have stacks of counters. Would Steve Cambridge have fared better? Not much. But I didn't really notice the value either of the extra click, not especially. Tranquilizer felt bad. Firstly, it never triggered. Secondly, the amount of delay waiting for it to trigger is unconscionable. Yeah, I'm definitely freezing on Tranquilizer, and waiting for the MU to work out. Ugh, just who's got time for that? Boomerang was better. Boomerang through stuff is just better. The poison, what's it called? Poison sword would have been phenomenally valuable. It would have saved me multiple boat counters and multiple credits if I had actually fired the poison vial. And it would have worked on every single thing that I was attempting. It would have worked with the boomerang, which I found before I could find the boat. Let's add a boomerang, I think. No, we're good, we're good. We're run-based economy that got locked out of running. E-shutdown was very good. E-shutdown did what I wanted it to, as I wanted it to. E-shutdown, I might add another. We will eventually win a game with this deck. I just don't know how long it's going to take. But I want to try it again. And I stand by what I said before. Maybe luck is a factor here, but I truly think that the bigger problem is that I'm not playing correctly, rather than that I just have an unlucky deck or a poorly built deck. It might also be poorly built, but I don't think I'm playing it super well. Because in that last round that we did, let's say that instead of installing Tunnel Vision, I'd had exactly a Code Gate Breaker. Actually, that's an interesting point. What about a Tapworm and an Amaqua? An Amaqua gets stronger the longer it's in play, comes down cheap, works off of all my central runs, everything that I like, and it's cheap. It's 1 credit to break, so there are times where it's going to be better than Tunnel Vision. Tapworm encourages them to purge at least once. No, Tapworm's the wrong call. But Amaqua, I think, is something. Amaqua can coexist with my existing AI. It can help me get into some remotes and save me 2 boat counters just by being cheap. And even if it only has 1 counter on it, that still gets me through a ton of ice that I otherwise simply can't get through on the remote. It's all well and good to say I can use criminal tricks to get in, but that doesn't equate to an actual winning strategy necessarily. All right, this is my last game. Unless it's like utter crap, this is my last game tonight. We're 0-5, boys. We'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. So while we're at it, let's think of other alternatives to the boat. Done. Boat's the best, man. And credit kiting the boat into play is so fun. Alright, we got somebody. Hello, good luck, have fun. Oh, seriously? I've got like 2 no free lunches. I've got Miss Bones. I need to stop looking at this idea and instantly feeling like it's game over. Let's keep. I mean, I have to decide right now, am I trying to play just to have fun playing the game, or am I trying to play to win? If the answer is that I'm trying to just do whatever I feel like, then I don't have to think. If I'm actually trying to win, then I have to think about my outs. And my outs are don't get boomed, be able to drop tags, kill Drago. Check for Rashidas, beat Traces. Let's go money. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a Rashida. Let's check server 1 for a Rashida. It's a pad campaign. I think I let him have that. We draw once. Do we want to test HQ? And then drop the tag later? I mean, that's like the worst that can happen is we run into an IP block on HQ. So it's probably okay. Yeah, we just run HQ raw tag. There you go. Worst that could happen happened. And it was pretty harmless. Low trace score, absolutely worth it. We get our click back too. On our better than Steve scale, we're actually worse than Steve right now. Steve would have rather had a hedge fund. And instead of having a, well, I guess it's equal, hedge fund or no free click, right? So technically Sable's ahead here. Sable got to see a new card. And we dropped that. Now he's not going to waste time with Drago. Click for 3 credits. Ah, man. So one is a Sansan, one I don't know. I'm not too worried about generic large board. When I get Miss Bones, I'll go and kill off the top four most important things. Until then, do we just draw cards? I mean, R&D is our mark, so let's definitely run our mark this turn. First click draw. Oh, there you go. Second click draw. Run R&D with the mark, please. Marky, marky. Same thing. Can't afford it, so it's not going to be a big deal. Against NBN, we keep this, otherwise we could just use that to get through. Okay, so he is absolutely on annoying tag shenanigans. And these are very cheap, but here's the thing. You notice how they say if there's an installed AI, give a tag? That means I can't use any of my breakers this game to get through any of the centrals. So this game really is just going to be a miserable grind for me. We have 2 clicks, so let's draw once more. And we have an option now. It's called a boat. I think we play this a little close to the chest and don't let him know we have it just yet. But our turn's going to be... go down to 8 credits is fine. Going below 8 credits is not, but going to 8 credits is fine. Gotta give some of those up. Every now and then. We still think server 2 is Sansan, though. It's not. It's Daily Business Show. This is a high priority kill as soon as we get Miss Bones. We're going to have one Miss Bones turn where we just run the board and kill everything as soon as we find it. Okay, I don't get it. But okay. Oh, he's going to try and trace me, and he's waiting to see if I'm going to trash this. Nope, never mind. Okay, so now we can't just boat our way into HQ anytime we like. We can still do R&D, though, so that's good. First click draw. Second click draw. Okay. Boat. If I lose the boat because I installed a wake implant, it is the worst possible thing. If I don't install wake implant now, I'm going to lose tempo later. I think we draw once, install boat, and discard a card. And it's going to be emergency shutdown because his ice is functionally blank this game. The problem now is that I'm at 0 credits. It's very hard to recover from 0. Especially when your opponent is on hard-hitting news. Look, I don't know he's on hard-hitting news, but he's on hard-hitting news. Like, come on. We know he does tags, and it's the best tag card there is in the game. We'll have to lose something. In order to win the game, we're going to need multi-access more than we're going to need Poison Vial, so let's lose Poison Vial. Keep the tag preventer. It was worth a whole lot of clicks. Oh, there was an archives open? Oh, right, we're not running yet because we're too poor. What do we make runs on? We make runs on R&D for our mark if we can. We don't make runs on HQ. As in we bravado it and take 7 credits. Do you think I can't get in there? Oh, it's the Sansan, that's right. He's on the fast advance plan. First click draw. Second click. Where's our mark? R&D? Yeah, we bravado our way into R&D. Get the click back for sure. Not taking the tag, continue on in. Breach. Well, that's even nastier. Tear apart your board every time you score an agenda, or one is stolen, and there's a Sunspot on the board to bounce my boat in one click, and I'm just going to concede this. It's just, I, there's no possible way I can beat this. My only breaker is going to, yeah, I have 4 AI breakers, no other means of getting in, 1 tech card to trash assets, and a huge boat vulnerability. I'm not saying it's impossible to win, but it will be impossible to enjoy. So, GG. If I had the pan weave and the info bounty, and I got to choose whichever server I wanted, and had sneak door, the Imani Sinai would set me back 4 credits to trash. The Daily Business Show would set me back 4 credits to trash. The tag removal would cost me 10 credits. And after all of that was done, I would maybe get to keep my boat and my sneak door. If I don't take that pain, this will cost me 4 credits to reinstall. This will cost me 8 credits to reinstall, and he's filtering all his draw. Against a game in a game like this, you need account siphon, Miss Bones, tag me Zaya type stuff to have a real shot. I hate to say it, but as fun as the concept is, I don't know that corps are vulnerable to this. I think that corps on average are more powerful than this deck. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you all enjoy this. I know I did, but that last match was just soul crushing, and I think I need a break. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.